This week in Jamaica Now, stressed out. 42 people commit suicide since the start of the year. A police corporal is the latest. Man shot dead at Kingston Public Hospital weeks after his release following a previous attack. Vybz Kartel's Havendale house demolished. U.S. stands firm, says it will be hard for Jamaica to improve its human trafficking ranking without more criminal convictions. And sadness on social media following the death of UWI lecturer Charmaine Henry. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
News breaking in your area? Share your photos, your videos, your stories through the Gleaner's My Report.
Have a burning issue the authorities should know? Post it at the Gleaner's My Report.
It's easy. Just log on to jamaica-gleaner.com/myreport. Sign up and send today.
Your news.
Your views.
Your report.
Online.
The Gleaner's My Report.
See it.
Snap it.
Share it.
I'm Caroline Brown and this is Jamaica Now. The United States is standing firm despite mounting criticisms over its latest human trafficking report, which keeps Jamaica on the Tier 2 watch list for the second straight year. The Tier 2 watch list ranking means that Jamaica does not fully comply with the minimum standards to end trafficking in persons, although significant efforts are being made to do so. Acting Public Affairs Officer at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, Rebecca Molinoff, says it will be difficult for Jamaica to improve its ranking without more convictions for the crime.
Minister Golding is correct that Jamaica cannot sacrifice rule of law and due process in order to obtain a tip conviction, and of course we wouldn't suggest that. But ultimately, holding traffickers accountable for their crime is absolutely essential in the fight against human trafficking. So there has to be some kind of credible deterrent, and traffickers must fear getting caught and going to jail, because if there are no consequences for their actions, then all the police raids in the world won't make a difference. Now, Jamaica has a relatively low conviction rate, but as Permanent Secretary Palmer pointed out when she interviewed on Nationwide on Monday, as long as the police continue to conduct raids, continue to build strong cases and refer those to the DPP for prosecution, then eventually I have every confidence that Jamaica will see another tip conviction.
Human trafficking is the movement of people by force or coercion to be exploited for sexual or employment purposes. 32-year-old Police Corporal Tyrone Thompson this week became the 42nd Jamaican to commit suicide since the start of the year. The suicide tally is 11 fewer than the total number of people who took their lives for the entire 2014. Thompson's death has prompted appeals for cops under stress to seek help. Corporal Thompson, who was reportedly under financial and other stress, had requested to be transferred from the Four Paths police station in Clarendon. On Tuesday, Thompson's twin brother found him dead at home in Newport, Manchester, after several failed attempts to reach him by phone. The police are offering a $200,000 reward to anyone with information leading to the arrest and charge of the killers of Constable Lyndon Barrett or the recovery of his service pistol. Constable Barrett was killed on Wellington Street in the West Kingston Police Division on Tuesday, July 21. The police have named 3 wanted men for the murder. They are Graciano Green, otherwise called Bebe, Horatian Levine, alias Ratio, both of Denhamtown addresses, and Nicholas Drummond, alias Tiki Dollar, of Christopher Road, Kingston 14. And the police are probing the murder of 28-year-old Dwayne Scott, who was killed on Wednesday while leaving the Kingston Public Hospital. Scott had gone to visit his girlfriend. Both Scott and his girlfriend were the victims of a gun attack in Mountain View, St. Andrew on July 7. He was released from hospital just days ago. Witnesses say as he walked towards the gate of KPH, he was approached by a man. Scott, impeded by his previous injuries, attempted to run but was cornered and shot before his attacker escaped. The Havendale St. Andrew house of convicted murderer dancehall entertainer Vybz Kartel has been demolished. Kartel's lawyer Tom Tavares Finson says during the trial an application was made for the building to be demolished. He says the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation gave approval and the demolition was carried out. It's the same house where Clive Lizard Williams was killed. Kartel and 3 co-accused are now serving life sentences for the murder. There was chaos aboard a Kingston-bound Caribbean Airlines flight after it had to make an unscheduled landing in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The flight had earlier returned to Orlando just minutes after takeoff, apparently to refuel. One passenger, Tanya Ellis, said anxiety soared when the pilot advised mid-air that there would have to be an unscheduled stop in Fort Lauderdale because the carrier had developed mechanical difficulties. The carrier eventually reached Kingston but had to fly at a lower than normal altitude. However, several passengers refused to continue from Fort Lauderdale, saying they were uncomfortable to reboard a plane experiencing mechanical difficulties. Darrell Powell, the agent for reggae boy Rudolph Austin, says there is still a possibility that the Jamaican could secure a work permit from the Football Association of the United Kingdom to play club football. Austin has been refused a work permit under new rules, which state that a player's country of origin has to be in the top 50 of FIFA's rankings over the last 2 years. Jamaica is ranked 76th. Austin has been offered a 3-year contract with Sheffield Wednesday, which would make him one of their highest paid players, but must first clear the hurdle of the new ranking policy. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune into Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Caroline Brown, and as we go, tributes from social media in memory of Carmack lecturer Charmaine Henry, who died this week after her battle with illness.